Do not panic! Do not panic! We are trained professionals!
Yeah, this is what it sounds like when you leave it to trained professionals. The stifling heatwave came to an abrupt end this week. It's over.
Damn it!
Low pressure headed in from the Atlantic and swept away the September sun. There were storms and floodings in some parts, and I sincerely hope that your parts were unaffected. Wales had its warmest summer night on record, as in ever, with temperatures in Scotland on Wednesday reaching the highest since 1906. Whenever that was. The heat may not be over, though, for this month. This is another one of these promises. Are we believing this from the weather people? Another one of their promises?
No.
Because they've got everything else wrong. This beautiful weather that we've just had, that took them by surprise. They saw it coming over the horizon and said, The heat might not be over for this month, however, with another burst of hot weather expected for the weekend in some parts. Rubbish. Like south of France, maybe, but not nowhere around here. Net Weather reported heat maps showing that there could be 3 days of sun smothering the south of England between Friday and Saturday. 3 days. Rubbish. I've looked. Does not exist. They're promising another heat wave. I've been fooled too many times, so I've decided to remain unexcited. Here is the weather forecast. Saturday, drier and brighter for many with some sunshine during the afternoon. Few light showers here and there, thither and yon. Heavy showers possible across Scotland. I bet. Outlook for Sunday to Tuesday. Dry with a few bright spells Monday and Sunday, but not in that order. Rain may affect western areas at times, and I think we know where that is. Western areas in the north. Checking while you wait. Aha! Raining tonight in Glasgow, then what? Not raining on Saturday or Sunday or Monday? Pff, rubbish. Raining on Tuesday, and then a couple of dry days, and then raining every day for the rest of your lives. Oh well, never mind. Where am I? Oh yeah. The outlook for Sunday to Tuesday. Few dry spells on Monday and Sunday, but not in that order. Rain may affect the western areas, as we've heard. So for the middle 2 weeks of September, this is the long-range forecast. Do you want to hear the long-range weather forecast?
No.
The middle couple of weeks in September. Turning warmer. But more unsettled. Showers for most areas. Heavy, thundery, lightning-y, very, very frightening-y. Towards the end of next week, rain followed by showers. That is rain followed by showers.
Oh, fabulous.
Are you kidding me? Windy too. Well, and that is the information from a wind expert.
I know a lot about wind.
Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do, Donny. Turning warmer but unsettled during the middle of next week. Showers for most areas, heavy, thundery, etc. and so on. Windy too. Wettest in the northwest, as you would expect. Drier weather in the southeast. Temperatures around average. And for the... so those are the two middle weeks in September. I also have information further ahead. You want to hear it? Last week in September, first week in October. Oh my God, it's almost October. That means it's practically November. It's almost the beginning of December. It's Jesus' birthday. Okay, end of September, first week in October. You ready? More settled conditions, especially across the south. Drier than average late into September and into early October. Temperatures likely to remain average throughout. No. There's a very, very important word I missed out. Temperatures are likely to remain above average throughout. Temperatures are likely to remain above average throughout. We'll take it. 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk, and if you're on Twitter, it's @lbc. Do I need to take control of this studio? Because with the screw up with the news and that, I completely forgot where I was. I am a trained professional. Do not be alarmed. There will be a short half an hour break of complete silence. Okay, that should do it. Now we are fully on board and online, and we are really rocking. Jan texts, apparently the Duke of York's spokesman. Oh, God, where's this going? It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, being as how I haven't actually started talking about anything yet. But Jan wants to interject straight away. Controversial straight away.
Oh, no.
Jan says, apparently the Duke of York's spokesmodel has declined to speak. Whatever they're paid, it's clearly money well spent for that kind of expertise. Okay. All right. Are you sure you're texting me, Jan? How about this one? Let's see what this is like. Hi, Nick. The government will raise £36 billion over 3 years from the national insurance increase. That's more or less what they've wasted or handed to their mates for test and trace. So should this appear on our payslips as the incompetence and corruption levy? Good idea, Mark. That will concentrate people's minds when they go to the polling booths next time. And there's a lot of polls, by the way, that suggest that people may have actually woken up. Wake up, people. It's later than you think. Ricky text, hey, Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Texts, maybe the custard hippo should... I like that. Because he went to, one of the Tory donors' factories to advertise their wares, presumably. Why else go there? And he stood in front of this yellow digger and said, and referred to it as a custard colossus. Yeah. Hey, guess what, Bodge? You're a custard colossus. He said maybe the custard hippo should insist on Sunak opening up his personal £400,000 leisure complex to the public free of use. Yeah, it's Richie Fishy Sunak. You know Fishy Sunak, don't you? No! Yeah, that's him. He's not the nice person that he... Just because he's got a nice smile doesn't mean to say he's a nice person. Yeah, he's opening up his a leisure complex for all the public to come and enjoy. No, just him. Just him. Bruce says, not so Pretty Patel is going to turn migrants around and send them to France. Should we warn Emma Raducanu? Emma Raducanu. She's the tennis person, isn't she? Is she the tennis person? Is she the tennis person?
Yes, that's the one.
Emma Raducanu. I like the news, by the way. The newsreader said... an English tennis player has just won. It's a doubles match with some foreigner whose name we don't have. It was something like that. It went by in a bit of a blur, and it went by in a blur because I am on a massive amount of drugs right now. I am up to my gum line in drugs. You wouldn't believe what I'm on right now. I've had a toothache, like massive, huge, enormous toothache. Seriously, nobody has ever suffered more than I am suffering right now.
Stop whining.
And nothing seems to work. I was having a chat with, I think she was a chemist, a couple of weeks ago. And she was going on about how people come into her shop and ask for stuff with codeine in it. I need some codeine. And apparently they're hooked on it. Well, yeah, I've been taking codeine all week long, and I'm not too hooked on it. I just need it morning, lunch, and dinner, that's all. No, it doesn't give you anything at all. I don't see what the big deal is. Codeine. I'm on codeine, I'm on aspirin, I'm on paracetamol, I'm on caffeine. There's a list of things that come with the drugs that I'm on that says that this medicine will cause your heart to explode out of your chest like the alien monster. May cause death. But apart from that, I'm on like caffeine and codeine and aspirin and paracetamol, and I'm on like Disprin and aspirin, but I can handle it. I'm just feeling a bit numb at the moment, that's all. 0345 6060 973, text 84850, email nicka@lbc.co.uk, and if you're on Twitter, it's @lbc. Hey kids, just say no. In fact, just say no thank you I mean, good manners don't cost nothing, do they?
Be polite!
Right, so what are we doing?
Gibbon, we're doing a radio show, but it does remind me that I do a podcast with Carol McGiffin, which I think you will find a delight. It's called What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol, in which Carol McGiffin and I try to solve people's problems while not laughing too much and failing on every count. If you want us to have a bash at your issue, you could either send it to somebody who knows what they're talking about, or you could send it to the following address, nickandcarol@global.com. That's nickandcarol@global.com. And prepare for total satisfaction. The name of that podcast, What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol. Ask for it by name on an internet near you. First call, Concert. Hello, Sean.
Hello, son. How are you doing?
Great, mate.
Two quick points for you. The first point for your toothache, oil of cloves, mate. You can't beat it. Oil of cloves.
I've had a couple of pints already this evening, and it's done nothing.
You can't beat oil of cloves for toothache, mate. It's absolutely fantastic stuff.
Okay, then.
Right. We're ahead of the polls, thank God. Hey, it's took us long enough, hasn't it?
I can't believe it. I am stunned. It'll be a blip, I bet you.
It's a party for me, I tell you. I'm over the moon.
You're having a party.
Brian from Stockton have begun doolally.
Right.
Brian, stuff it up, you little bugger. Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. I love it when callers start picking fights with each other. This is the YouGov poll, the Times survey results. Sample size, 1,657 concerned citizens answered a question between the 8th and 9th of September this year. Headline voting intention. As in, who are you going to vote for if an election was called tomorrow? Conservatives, 33%. Labour, 35%. Oh my God, that last bloke was right. It took long enough, didn't it? Good grief. A week ago, it was the Conservatives on 38% and Labour on 34%. Now Labour are on 35% and the Conservatives are on 33%. The Liberal Democrat... You remember the Liberal Democrats, don't you?
No.
Yeah, they used to be a thing. They're up 2 on 10. And look at the Greenies. The Greenies are on 9%.
Groovy.
They used to be the 3 or 4% party. Now they're the 9 or 10% party.
Yowza.
Good going, Greenies. But, and it's a huge, giant, wobbly but.
Oh, no.
Here is the actual statistic that matters. Now, I know that to give them their due, YouGov said that this is the headline voting intention, weighted by likelihood to vote, excluding those who would not vote, don't know or refused. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Because here is the age breakdown. Break it down. 18 to 24s would vote for the Labour Party. 50% of 18 to 24s would vote Labour. 50%. That's almost half. The Conservatives are on 9 amongst the young uns. Now, 25 to 49, when people are most economically active, bizarrely, they would vote for the Labour Party by a percentage of 42. 42% of 25 to 49s would vote for Labour. That's surprising. Only 26 for the cons. But when you get over 50, it all changes. 50 to 64-year-olds. The switch happens there. Conservatives are on 35 and Labour on 32. And for 65 plus, oh my God, they've never even heard of the Labour Party. 50 is almost the exact mirror image of the young uns. Labour would hoover up half of the votes of the 65 plus. So keep all of that in mind. Over 50, it goes Conservative. And, crucially, they asked, are you absolutely certain to vote? And, of course, the young ones aren't. They can't be bothered. Because, it's like so boring. and I forgot. And they're all the same anyway. Nothing ever changes, More, I mean this with great love and affection, kids. You're all morons. The 18 to 49-year-olds, only 48% of them will be absolutely certain to vote. If you're 50 plus, 67%. So that's it. It's over. Tories win again. 67% above 50. 48% below 50. Morons. We're surrounded by morons. But that was a pretty big turnaround, don't you think? In 1 week, the Conservative Party had an unassailable lead, and it was pretty much where it has been for like the last year. 38%, 40%, there or thereabouts. And in 1 week, it flipped. So what changed in those 7 days? An extra 1.25% on national insurance, that's what. So think about it. A combination of the worst death rate and the worst economic hit from coronavirus didn't do it. The hundreds of thousands of ill and dead didn't do it. The running down of the health service in the last 11 years didn't do it. The austerity that forced councils to close pools and libraries and decrease care and shut services didn't do it. The running down of the police service, the cuts to the magistrates' courts and the consequent rise in crime didn't do it. The billions of pounds of our money washing up on the shores of distant tax havens and into the accounts of donors and friends didn't do it. And the constant gaslighting and lying and phony promises, none of that mattered at all. But tax people an extra 1.25% on their national insurance and, oh my God, the roof falls in on their support. It's good to know where our priorities lie. Solely with ourselves. We don't care about anything. Let's have a call in Weather Central, Glasgow. Hello, Paul.
Good evening, Nick.
Yes, Paul.
How are you?
Great, mate.
It was just to give you a wee update. This is your weather correspondent reporting from Glasgow.
Righto.
As we spoke about a week or two ago, I spoke to you. I might have been about a week late, but we did hit 81 degrees on Wednesday just past here in Glasgow.
Wow.
So I thought I had bragging rights on you, so I thought I'd give you a wee call.
81 degrees. That is incredible. Do you have anything to wear when it's 81 degrees?
Well, I think I told you last time it's caps off weather, as in
caps
no
off,
tops on.
right. Oh,
yes.
Tops off. Right.
Yes.
Right.
And just another thing, when you mentioned you were taking the odd Anodin and so on.
Yes.
I could do with a few Anodin tonight.
Couple of 3 Anodin?
Well, there's a large-scale concert going on in Glasgow Green, the Transmit concert. It's only 2 streets away from me.
Oh, yeah.
And everything in my living room has been vibrating with the bass.
So who's playing?
I kid you not. Sorry, who's playing?
Yeah, who's playing?
I'm not sure tonight, but tomorrow I've got Liam Gallagher to look forward to on the main
Oh,
stage.
Liam Gallagher.
Boring.
Yeah, no thanks.
So a few of the bands pulled out today from what I've seen due to coronavirus. So
Did they?
I think yes, a few people pulled out. It was in the media. So I think they filled the gaps with that. But as I say, when you're sitting here just a few streets away, if it's quite large scale, it's like Glasgow Green's the equivalent to your Hyde Park.
Right. So they're having it large with Liam Gallagher. Anybody want to see Liam Gallagher?
No.
Not really. No, not without Oasis. Thanks all the same. Not remotely interested.
I see you're not mentioning that weather that I was bragging about, getting the bragging rights. 81 degrees.
81 degrees. Yes. You won't see that again.
No.
But you will always be able to talk about it.
I might get a T-shirt and send it to you.
Yeah.
Glasgow 81.
And I'll be sure not to put it on.
I'm sure you won't.
Tops off. Thanks a lot, Paul. 0345 6060 973. This T-shirt is not for wearing. It's for waving around your head in celebration. All that excellent Liam Gallagher music. No thanks. I appreciate it, but thank you, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
No. Tom tweets, Nick, last week you were talking about contemporary art. If Bodge was a piece of art, I think it would be Tracy Emin's Unmade Bed. Karen texts, rub Sensodyne toothpaste on the tooth and gum. You can thank me later. It truly works. Yeah, well, I do that. I brush with Sensodyne toothpaste. I'm a very sensitive person. Bev says, sorry to hear about your toothache. Have you tried oil of cloves? Oh, God, this again. Oil of cloves. Yeah, I've got oil of cloves. Just rub it around the affected area. What, like my head, you mean? Usually does the trick, says Bev. I think I'm going to have to get my tooth taken out. This is incredibly annoying because I've had a cap put on. They took a cap off. That's what they call it, don't they? Cap. Like a, like a cap. Not a cap, a cap on my tooth. It wasn't a gentleman's outfitter. It was a dentist's. Did I make that clear? Yeah, well, I had a cap, whatever you call it. What do you call it? What do you call a cap on your tooth?
A cap?
A cap is the right answer. Yeah, so they took one off and then they put one on again. Of course, you can't get an NHS dentist for love nor money. Can you get an NHS dentist for love nor money?
No.
No. So, have you any idea how much a dentist costs? Oh, my God. I am stunned. And so he put a cap on, and, of course, the problem does not lie with the cap. The problem lies with what's beneath. So I think I paid as much for a cap as you would reasonably be expected to pay for a second-hand car, and I think they're going to have to rip the whole thing out and chuck it away. Can you believe that? Oh, well, never mind. You know me. I never complain.
Whinging and whining and moaning.
0345 6060 973. Yeah, I'm on, like, codeine and aspirin and paracetamol, and I'm on, I forget. I've read the label. Bev says... That's not funny. What am I laughing for? Bev says, hey, Nick, oh no, I've read that. See? You see what the drugs are doing? Let this be a lesson to you, kids. Don't abuse drugs. Peter says, hey, Nick, do you remember me texting you about Emma Raducanu in Wimbledon? No. Well, now she's the first qualifier ever in the US Open final, ranked 150 in the world. Now do you believe me? Says Peter. She makes tennis a really entertaining game to watch. Well, I don't know, but it doesn't prevent me from having a strong opinion. I'm thinking no. And furthermore... No. Is it as boring as the men's game? Because that is so dull. Why would anybody watch that? Anyway, he says, she makes tennis a really entertaining game to watch, as like you, I can find it pretty boring. P.S. She was ranked 368th in the world at Wimbledon, and her star quality even shone through then. Truly could turn out to be an all-time great, fingers crossed, says Peter. Her star quality? Well, what do you mean by that? But you mean she plays good tennis, or she looks great doing it, Peter? Which do you mean? Because it sounds very much to me like you mean looks good doing it. Isn't that awful?
Disgusting.
You wouldn't say that about a bloke, would you? 0345 6060 973. You can text to 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. Is this news on tape? Huh?
Yes, it is.
Right. How do I play that in? Everybody in this building knows about this except for me. And I'm the one who's running the blooming desk. So what do I do?
It's on Burley.
It's on Burley? You're kidding me.
No.
I haven't got Burley up.
It should be in the Zeta section at the bottom.
In
News
the Zeta
30?
section at the bottom?
Underneath the
You've
sound
got to be kidding me. How can I don't know about this and everybody else in the building knows? I mean, I'm really actually quite stunned right now. It's in the... I don't know how to play that. You play it.
I can't.
You can't. Okay, well, neither can I. So there is no news. Fortunately, nothing has happened. Isn't that great? 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10, Nick Abbott, LBC.
Everything is going extremely well.
You bet your life it is. 0345 6060 973. Joe texts, Nick, 50,000 HGV tests before Christmas. The latest promise. Take the train. Yeah, better go by train. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how many HGV tests the government makes available. You've got to actually want to be an HGVer to take one. And people don't want to do that anymore. Oh, we're going to make 1 million tests available. Really? That's great. Have you got anybody to take them? No. Lizzie says, why don't you go to the dentist? Lizzie, I did go to the dentist. That's where my problems started. Hey, do you know how much a cap is? Do you have any idea how much a cap on your tooth is? It's the best part of £1,000. £1,000! I am genuinely stunned by that. And you can't shop around, can you? I mean, when you got some bloke up to his wrist in your mouth, you can't say, let me go to the dentist down the road. No, that's all right. You can leave your implements in my mouth. No need to take them out now. I'll just wear these out. So once you're in there, you're stuck with it. £1,000 on a cap that is going to yank out my mouth and throw in the bin. I am beyond furious. But you know me, I never complain.
Whinging and whining and moaning.
0345 6060 973. Ashford, hello Milan.
Hi Nick, £1,000. Did you have like a diamond encrusted hat with your name on it?
Yeah, like a hippity hop star. Yeah.
That is incredible.
It is incredible.
£1,000.
Yeah, it wasn't
Wow.
quite 1,000. It was like 900 and whatever.
Well, I'm floored with that.
Yeah, I am. I was. Yeah, and you'd expect it to actually work, but no, it doesn't work. It's like you go to the garage with your car and you say the brakes don't work, and they say, oh, okay, well leave it with us and we'll fix that for you, and they give it back to you, and they've fixed a bump in the bonnet, but your brakes still don't work, and that would be £1,000, please. Well. Yeah, that's a very nice bump that you got rid of there, but how about the thing I brought it in for?
Well, if I was your legal advisor, I'd be complaining, and I'll just say, well, you haven't fulfilled the terms of the contract, so you haven't received the service, so please do it. And my client, Nick, will not be letting go of his £1,000. He can pay the £1,000 to me.
Right.
That's your legal advisor.
I'll do that straight away.
I was going to... You mentioned the polls, which is quite interesting, Labour being ahead, but
yeah,
I don't think you made this. I don't think it make a blind bit of difference, because the hardcore Tory fans, Tory supporters, they enjoy being lied to, and they seem terrified of scrutiny, almost like sunlight is to a vampire.
Mm.
It's and what will happen is Johnson, who's a columnist, he's not a politician. Yeah. He'll just do his PR routine and is doing his yeah, and then the slogans will come out, and then all those fans will think, oh yeah, actually, I think I'll vote for him again, even though it'll be complete lies. And
well, the offshore billionaire press will be will on a daily basis on their front page will be saying, warning, don't let the socialists take your money.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and don't they won't scrutinise all the lies and all the nonsense, and the PR and the spads at Number 10 will say, right, let's avoid media interviews where it can be a hard time. Yeah. So basically, there won't be any cabinet ministers being interviewed by, on James O'Brien's show or your show, because they know that if they go on your show or James O'Brien, then they'll be torn to shreds when there's discussion about facts.
I will be rolled over like they're a steam train. They won't find me an impediment at all. James O'Brien, on the other hand, will make them wake up screaming.
But do you know what I'm looking forward to in under 15 weeks?
Go on.
Do a quick on something firm. It's the Nick Abbott A to Z.
Oh,
which is
15 weeks? What? Oh my God! It can't possibly be that near. 15 weeks.
I think it's 14, maybe 14, 15 weeks.
No.
But I mean, I really hope you are still going to do the A to Z this
yes,
December.
So do I. Yeah. Well, you never know till you get there, do you? this toothache might actually do for me. You just never know.
It's probably the one thing I look forward to at Christmas. It's like, and you know what's really difficult? You think, hold on a minute, what happened this year? You have to really think.
Yeah.
But that happened this year, and oh god, that happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Well, because of the driver shortage, the A to Z may be the only thing that gets delivered to you this Christmas. So, other than that, you get nothing.
Oh dear. And on that cheery note.
Yeah, I'll say goodbye. Goodbye. Ta-da. 0345 6060 973. Ben tweets, why do we have a generational difference in voters? I think because when you're young, you are more concerned about others. And when and the older you get, the more concerned you are about yourself. I'm not saying that old people are selfish or anything, but it's just that old people are selfish. That's all I'm saying. Amanda tweets, all in capitals, like she's shouting at me. Give me a break, Nick. I'm 67 and a left-wing voter. She's 67 years old. Well done, Amanda. You made it. Not everybody over the age of 50 is a Conservative voter. Of course not, Amanda. Anne says, I'm unusual. Not me. Her. Oh, no. Am I unusual, she says. Well, I'll go ahead and answer that for you.
Yes.
Yes, Anne, you are unusual. She says, I'm 66 and have never voted for the Conservatives. I vote Labour every time. It's time to get rid of them. What, Labour? She says, pensions are the lowest, but if we do any work, we're going to be taxed unfair to every ordinary person in this country. I think pensions are the lowest in this country, like state pensions are the lowest of any of our competitor countries. Why do we put up with this stuff? Why? I mean, how has this country sleepwalked into this position? I mean, the NHS, we convince ourselves, is the envy of the world. Is it? Because the rest of the world are looking at us thinking, oh, thank God that if I'm sick, I don't have to put up with that. Taxes are at an all-time high. We got things closing left, right and centre. You've got no safety net. Not really. Can you, relying on the state pension, can you have an enjoyable and fulfilling life in your twilight years? Of course not. No, you're wondering whether you can heat and eat. And yet we still put up with it. Not only do we put up with it, we actually vote for it. This whole world's gone insane. Sue says, I drove down to London from Whaley Bridge today and my windscreen was covered in insects. I thought you should know, she says. Covered they are. Where's Whaley Bridge? Nobody knows. Sue doesn't even know. She got here by sat-nav. Sheila says, perhaps voters don't want their 1.25% insurance tax increase going to pay for management consultants on £200,000 a year instead of doctors and nurses to actually do the work to reduce the waiting lists. Just unbelievable where this government's priorities are. This government's priorities are with this government. That's what they're interested in. It's like, do you seriously think that Bodge is interested in anything other than himself?
Yeah. Wait.
Of course not. We know who he is, but we voted for him anyway. David says, DIY dentistry, bottle of gin and a pair of pliers. I would do that right now. It hurts so much, I would do that right now. The weird thing about having your tooth pulled out is it doesn't hurt at all. Because I had one out on the other side just before the COVID came in. You know, the C word. No, the other C word, COVID. Just before COVID came in, I went and had my tooth out. And you know what time my appointment was? That's right. It was just before it became a thing. And they were going around wiping doorknobs when I was in the waiting room, and I thought, that's a bit weird. Why are you doing that? And little did I know that was going to be our life for the next year and a half. And he yanked my tooth out, and I was waiting for him to do it. And he said, no, I've done it already. What? It's amazing how easily they come out. I could pull a couple of them out right now, just with my fingers. Do you want to see me do it? 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's @LBC. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. Nick Abbott, LBC.
Hello.
Hello, 0345 6060 973. Stokey texts, so glad to see the end of summer, hooray. Don't be ridiculous. Glad? Why on earth would anybody be glad to see the end of summer? Preposterous thing to say. Windsor, hello, Michelle.
Oh, hi.
Michelle.
How are you?
I'm great, mate.
Well, I was going to talk to you about your bad tooth, so I need a bit of information.
Yes.
So,
It's a
are
tooth.
you're in really bad pain, okay?
Yeah, nobody has ever suffered as much as I'm suffering right now.
Stop whining.
Seriously. I'm not exaggerating in any way, but this is the most suffering that any human has ever experienced.
Oh, you poor thing, Nicholas.
Yes.
Anyway. I won't get my violin out just yet. I was going to say, so I've suffered with like sensitive teeth and stuff. I've tried all of like the bits and pieces that they put on the telly and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then I went to my chemist and I asked for some Bonjela, and she said, "Why don't you try the adult version?" And I'm like, "Oh,
the adult version?
Disgusting."
What, comes in a brown paper wrapper, you mean?
Yes, it's got like.
Don't say it. Don't make up something rude on the spot.
Explicit warning.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Well, I'll have to bleep you out, just like I have to bleep out Carol McGiffin on the podcast that I do. What a mouth she's got.
I'll be as careful as I can.
Okay then.
So there's this stuff called Oragel.
Oragel.
So Oragel.
Yeah.
And it's basically like benzocaine, which is the stuff that they actually numb you with.
Isn't that what they kill cows with before they cut them into burgers? I think so. Yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not a qualified vet, Nick, so right. I wouldn't know.
Okay then.
So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't last very long. It doesn't last as long as an injection does. But it might just help just to take the edge off a little bit so you don't push yourself up too much.
Right, take the edge off a bit. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. Booze.
I'll have a couple of pints of Oragel. Thanks very much.
A tiny little tube you can get in your local chemist. Good luck, and I really hope it works.
Thanks, Michelle. There you are, you see. All I need is a couple of pints of Oragel. Can I get one with a squeeze of lime and an umbrella? Thanks. RJ texts, this won't help your predicament, but my daughter had extreme toothache. She had it filled. She still had toothache. They did root canal. She still had toothache, and they ended up pulling the blooming thing out anyway. You see, that's what I'm concerned about, because that's what the guy said. The dentist, I assume he was a dentist, and he wasn't just some random bloke that was standing in a white room charging me £1,000 to walk out with the same pain that I walked in with. He said, if this doesn't work, then we might have to have root canal. And I have been studiously avoiding looking up what root canal treatment is, because I know it's a byword for pain. And if there's one thing I don't like, it's pain. So, yeah, I don't want to know. But, oh my God, if it's £1,000 for the cap, then presumably when he pulls it off, he'll break it. So I've got to buy another one. And the root canal will be, I've got no idea. He'll probably just make it up. He's probably got an eye on a new Mercedes. How much am I short? £5,000. Oh, okay, well, he'll pay that. I'll give him some of that laughing gas that's, really popular with the kids. He'll gladly cough up. I am stunned because I moved further away from the dentist that I used to have, which used to give me, the stuff on the NHS. And but you can't get a dentist on the NHS now. You can't get an NHS dentist. Can you get an NHS dentist? No. Of course not. That's because of 10 years of Conservative rule. Appreciate it, Bodge.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everything you've done to us. Can't get an NHS dentist, cannot get one at all. Not now, not ever, never. They don't exist. And private dentistry, oh my God, well, who can afford that? No. It's something's got to change. So maybe these poll numbers are an indication that people finally get it. They are putting 2 and 2 together. It only took them 11 years. I'll come to that in a minute because there's extra detail. But first, I must get through some of these calls because these people have been waiting a dog's age. Tooting. Hello, Jan.
Hi, Nick.
Jan.
I know I'm not going to say how are you because I know how you must be feeling because I've got a similar problem to you and I'm trying to find a solution to it. I'm not yet in that agonising pain, but I lost the crown and the parts of the tooth have broken away. It was a gold crown as well, and I'm having to find. It's very pricey, but I'm
How much?
Well, no. Look, I'm looking at dental plans with different insurance companies like Bupa.
Oh yeah.
Go to this. I can send you, I don't know, a text or something with details. But I've got a few remedies that I'm going to try. But I'm looking into dental insurance because I don't really want to lose the tooth. But it depends.
Jan, it's too late. If you've already got a problem, you can't get insurance for a problem that already exists.
You can.
No, you can't. It's a pre-existing. No, you can't. It is a pre-existing condition. It's like if you got a flood, you can't go to an insurance company and say, "Can I buy an insurance in case I get flooded?" And by the way,
insurance,
I've flooded.
For the teeth, you can get it. Sometimes some of them like Bupa might do. You may have to wait some weeks. There's some that you got to. There's a site I did a printout. I've got to do another one because I've left it. I've been neglected. I've been neglected. Like a lot of people not having dental treatment during the lockdown and this pandemic.
Right.
But you know which company which do the reports on the best?
Which company?
Which? WHICH.
WHICH.
Do reports on the best options for having, say, dental plans.
Right.
So
which company is that?
Which? They do reports, specialist reports on like what is the best insurance for dental
Which one?
plans, yeah?
Which one?
No, I mean I've got an old one I did before the lockdowns, but I have to do it. But there's lots of them that do different options.
Yeah, but which one?
Oh, like Dent Plan, Boots do one, Bupa do one, and you got to.
And how did you know? How did you know about all of these?
Because I got it from the online. I googled it for www.which.co.uk, money insurance, dental insurance.
But which one?
And they do a whole lot.
Who does?
No, you can get national. You can get NHS. A lot of private dentists do NHS because I mean exactly the same problem as you. I'm not in agony, and Nick, you've got to take a lot of care. You can't take more than...
Jan,
you can't take those tablets more than every 4 hours.
No, I don't think so. I think you can just you pop them, snort them, whichever way. Of course, nonsense.
And here's
never read the label.
No,
which company was it said? Which company did you say you could get all that information through?
They do report. Have you never seen those Which reports that do reports on
Which
everything?
reports?
That's what the company's called.
What's the company called?
Which?
Thanks, Jan. Who's on first? 0345 6060 973. Al tweets, try some string and a doorknob for your tooth. Why would a doorknob wouldn't even fit my mouth? That's no alternative for a tooth. Idiot. He said some people would pay hundreds of pounds to have a hairdo, but moan at paying for the years of training of dentists and vets. Well, if you go to a dentist or a vet for a hairdo, then you deserve everything you get, Al. These people are making no sense. Which company was it she said again? Tony says, do you remember the Frasier show where his brother Niles had a toothache? It was an underlying health condition for a heart problem. Just saying. Thanks, Tony. Keep your opinions to yourself. Oh, my God, I'm going to die.
Oh,
no. Ricky says, so Sajid Javid has said that 12 to 15-year-olds can go against their parents' wishes on COVID jabs because they are grown up enough. So if that's the case, he will surely be backing 16-year-olds to have the right to vote. No. Yes. No. And furthermore...
No.
Yeah, no. It's just amazing, isn't it? The stuff that happens on a daily basis, I am stunned. Like rock back on my heels with the current administration. It's amazing, really, that electing a clown would get you a circus. Who could have predicted that?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Nobody could have seen that coming. He wouldn't be a very good prime minister. The guy on the zip wire with the flags and, the chap that goes, "Pah!" That guy. Not a good fella to run a country, you say. Wow, who could have predicted that? Marion tweets, "You haven't heard of Whaley Bridge? You need to make some trips to the Peak District," he says. "Been very dry and warm this year too. Definitely get some oil of clothes in. It's vile, but it helps to an extent." Jill says, "My husband and I both had pain. That pain. The only solution is to cut your head off." I understand that Henry VIII has a number of good men. Right. Well, I'll give him a ring. Thanks, Jill. Thanks for the concern. Appreciate it. 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nick@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's @LBC. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. Nick Abbott, LBC.
This is absolute tosh.
Thanks, Uncle Nige. You're the best. Kaz texts, "I went to my private dentist with chronic toothache. He would not do anything and said it was stress. He then went on to balance me by touching my feet, and my toothache went away." Well, probably because you were too busy thinking, why is this bloke touching my feet? You were thinking about other things. He balanced you by touching your feet, and your toothache went away. £180 at my dentist for my feet to be touched and the pain go away. I still can't understand it myself, says Kaz. Right. Are you sure that no laughing gas was actually involved in this procedure? Because seriously, I mean, if they do root canal treatment, what's the dentist got to dull the pain? Because those injections don't do anything at all. They're rubbish. I mean, the pain marches straight through those, and I usually get two of them. Like the entire one side of my face is numb for a day. Because the first one don't do nothing. They come at you with this giant thing. It's like about 3 inches long. This needle thing, and I always think, my God, why does it need to be so long? You're going to go through my gum and puncture it out the back of my neck. And the first one is, absolutely nothing happens on the first. I always need two. And it still don't work. So have they got anything better than that? I'm just asking.
Have you got we could make a cocktail of really heavy drugs, and then I don't care how many teeth you pull out.
Tom says, I had root canal once and I had to have a bridge installed and a lock. What? Right. 034 listeners with material.
Oh no.
0345 6060 973. This is a very serious issue. No kidding around. Swansea. Hello, Andrew.
Oh, hello there.
Hello there.
Evening, Nick. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I'd like to pick you up on a point you made a few moments ago.
Are we on speakerphone?
Oh, wait a minute. Shall I close the door?
Oh, my God.
No, I'm not on speakerphone. I got the radio on. I'll just close the door. Is that any better?
No.
No? Shall I walk away from my phone?
Yes.
Is that better?
That would be great. Can you walk away from the phone?
Yeah. Is that better?
No.
I'm in a room that I'm doing out, and it's empty.
Oh, yeah. What colour are you painting it? Don't tell me. Magnolia. Yes. Guilty.
No, it's Jaffa orange at the moment. I'm going to go into the kitchen. Is that better? And
I don't know. What colour's the kitchen?
It's puce.
Puce? Oh, well, then that sounds much nicer.
It is lovely light, though. with the lights off, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I close the door as well, so I don't get any light at all.
Right.
I just want to pick you up on a point you made a few moments ago about people's voting intentions.
Right.
And you said it was a kind of selfish act because of the hike in the national insurance. But I was
no. That's got nothing to do with it.
I thought you said it was because the national insurance had gone up and people were thinking that it's going to cost them more money, that kind of thing.
Oh, and hence the Labour Party are on top. Top now for the first time in a dog's age. Is that what you mean?
Yes. No, but I was listening to one of your colleagues earlier this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the guy from the Maury poll on there.
The Maury poll?
I can't remember his name. You see him on the TV. He's got glasses. He's always on the news, like, whatever.
Oh, the bloke on TV with the glasses. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about now. Anyway, he does the Maury poll, and he was saying that the poll was taken about a week before the Conservative Party announced the rise in national insurance.
That may be true, but it wasn't a Maury poll. It was a YouGov poll.
All right, okay. Well, that's the poll. Sorry, I didn't quite catch it all, but it was that poll.
No, but there may have been a Maury poll that he was talking about, but this is a YouGov poll that I'm talking about.
All right, I see. Okay.
It's all becoming clear.
Yes, I thought it was one poll.
Yes.
Okay, in which case I've totally wasted half an hour waiting to talk to you.
Well, that sounds like a super way to while away the day before you paint over orange and make it hopefully whitish, like a creamy white.
No, brilliant white.
A brilliant white. Yeah. Right, okay, well that sounds lovely. It sounds a bit too white, to be honest. How much of the place are you going to paint brilliant white?
All of it.
All of it, right.
It's a very dark house.
Right, okay. Well, then I wish you all the best, and I feel your pain because I painted a 5-bedroom house, 5 coats, walls, ceilings, and wood. So
brilliant white.
Trade brilliant white. Yes.
Well, you've got more money than me, Nick, because
no, I haven't.
I've only got 3 bedrooms.
Right.
1 kitchen. And 1 very small living room, but a very large garden.
Oh, wow.
But we're going off the point. I wanted to express some of the opinions of this guy forward. He said it was more to do with the fact that people from the South were feeling disenfranchised, the way the Conservative Party was going.
The people in the South feel disenfranchised? What, the people with all the money, you mean?
Well, they say that they turn into the Liberal Democrats.
Yeah, not in any great number. They're about 10%.
Right. But also, he believes it was a fracturing of the right-wing vote between the Conservatives and the new incarnation of the Brexit Party run by Tice.
Right. But, it doesn't really matter which pollster you talk to or listen to or what scenario it is that they paint about why the results are as they are. The Conservative Party are below Labour for the first time in absolutely ages. It coincided with tax going up, but it also, of course, coincided with, 130,000 dead people, the worst combination of death and economic hit of any major economy. We've had people talking about empty shelves and cancelled Christmas and you ain't going to get no toys and driver shortages and restaurant worker shortages and shop worker shortages and it just goes on and on and on and people are pretending they're tying themselves in knots to find some way of saying it's something other than Brexit. But maybe finally people are waking up. Look at the time. We haven't got a moment to lose. All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. Got to go. 0345 6060 973. Ceilings, walls, and wood, 5 coats. Because, like him, I went into a place that had, it was like bright blue in the kitchen, and it was bright green in one side of the living room, and it was like bright yellow on the other side, and like deep dark brown everywhere else. So, like an idiot, I tried to paint emulsion over all of these colours. That didn't work because it just bled through. So I said to myself, wow, this is me using my thinking brain. I said, I'll just paint over it again with white. That'll work. Of course not. No, you've got to shellac it. You've got to get this stuff that's like liquid plastic, squirt it all over it, and the colour doesn't go through that. So that's 3 coats already, and I haven't even started yet. And then put the colour, white, on top. 5 coats, ceilings, walls and wood. The whole place. Just me. But you know me, I never complain.
Stop whining.
0345 6060 973. Jake tweets, Nick, swish and rinse and spit with warm salt water over the tooth. Warm salt water really does help immediately. Also, the Aura Gel is a good tip, and they make an Aura Gel mouthwash that helps too. Best of luck to you, says Jake. Thanks a lot, Jake. Which company is that makes the gel? Which one? What's it called? This says, I've been having similar dental problems. You always make me laugh, but tonight it's like you're talking about my teeth. I have moved from Essex to Kent and have been trying to find an NHS dentist. It's a nightmare, says that anonymous person. It is. It's impossible to find. It cannot be done. East Yorkshire. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Nick. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your dental problems.
Oh, well, never mind.
I can't get an NHS dentist at the minute, but they've promised me that their place will be available next July. So that's good.
Right.
I was wanting to talk about the polls because a couple of polls came out today. They agreed that the Tories have lost 5%, but they both said that half of that loss, which put Labour up by virtue of the Tories going down, half of that loss went to the Reform Party.
The Reform Party?
Yeah, that is Farage's Brexit party renamed.
Right. Well,
So on the back of that, I presume Richard has been all over the media today, saying that the reason this has happened is that Tories who are sick of lies from across the cabinet
yes.
are moving to reform.
Right.
So then he said, which was quite hilarious, the Reform Party are having their party conference directly across the road from where the Tory party are having their conference, and they are expecting large numbers of Tory members to defect to them, and they're hoping for some Tory MPs to walk across the road and defect to them as well.
Well, the defective ones will.
But the other interesting thing is that since this NI thing came out, there's been loads of Tory party members and voters ringing up LBC saying, we'll never vote for him again. Yeah. He's displayed our confidence and everything else. And the presenters, give them credit, have said, well, who are you going to vote for? And the vast majority of them have said, we can't vote for Labour, they'll take us back into Europe. We can't vote for the Liberals, they'll take us back into Europe. We can't vote Green, they'll take us back into Europe. So we'll either have to not vote or vote for Farage and Brexit.
Right.
So this Brexit thing is still huge in a lot of people's minds.
Of course it is. It's the motivating factor behind everything that half of the country do. They're never going to forget it. It's their number one major issue. The people that won, in inverted commas, are the angriest of us all. The people who lost, in inverted commas, they seem, not that bothered about it. They have other things on their mind. But the people who think that they won, they're still furiously angry. Gosh, I wonder why. Is it because everything did not turn out as advertised? Probably, yeah. But they're going to vote for Nigel Farage.
Nigel Farage is not fit and proper to be in government.
Well, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I agree with Nigel Farage. Thanks a lot, Mike. 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's @LBC. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. Nick Abbott, LBC.
This is LBC.
The issue of poor air quality is a growing concern in the capital. LBC, together with Transport for London, has been looking into the problem with Sarah Woolnough, Chief Executive of Asthma UK and the British Lung Foundation.
Steps have been taken already to improve air quality, and of course these are welcome, but we know much more has got to be done. The reality...
You're better informed than I am. I don't know anything.
So I've just been looking up the results. Here are the stats. The Conservatives, this is from the 2nd to the 3rd of September to the 8th to the 9th. In other words, about a week ago they were on 38. Now they're on 33. The Labour Party were on 34, and now they've risen a whole 1% to 35.
Fabulous.
So the Tories have lost and Labour have gone up a little bit. A little bit. And the Tories have lost digits to the Lib Dems, who are up 2 points. You remember the Lib Dems, don't you?
No.
Oh, yeah, they used to be a thing. They've gone up 2 points to 10, and the Reform UK people have gone from 3 to 5%. That's about half what the Greenies have got. So I think the rise of the Reform UK party has been overstated somewhat. Let's not get carried away. 0345 6060 973. How about Salford? Hello, Gaz.
Hiya, is that Nick?
Yes, sir.
Hiya, Nick. Great fan. Big fan of your show, mate.
Thanks. Are we on speakerphone?
Yeah. Sorry. I'll sort that now.
There you are.
There I am. Yeah. Nick, great fan. I love your radio craft, mate.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
But?
Just about the tooth issue.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a tooth pulled at a dental hospital, training hospital, a while back.
Yeah.
No other dentist would touch me. I was in and out of every dentist up and down the road, you name it, and they wouldn't do it. So I ended up going to a dental hospital, training hospital, signed a disclaimer. You have to sign a disclaimer, in case something goes wrong, so you can't sue them. Right, well, put it short, I had a jab. They put Novocaine in where the tooth is, but they hit a vein. There's a main vein.
Is this an unhappy story?
Well, kind of. And I'm just trying. I just want to share what happened.
But why though? Hang on a minute. Why do you want to share what happened? Well, speaking as somebody who's about to have to go to the dentist, I don't want to hear a horror story about dentistry.
No.
I know that might sound selfish, but
it kind of is it's kind of horror story.
Okay, well,
okay.
I appreciate the thought, Gaz, but no, thank you. But thank you, but no, thank you.
Thank you.
But no, thank you. I don't want no dentist horror stories. 0345 6060 973. This says, I've been having similar dental problems. You always... I've read that. Edward says, oh, God, here we go. Stop talking about dentistry. I had root canal treatment, 3 visits to the dentist between July and September. I had pain after the first treatment. From the second treatment, the pain went. A new crown was fitted on my 3rd visit. My tooth is saved and I can chew my food perfectly. I hope this gives you hope. Hope! There you are, you see? That's what I'm after. Hope! I want sunny uplands for my teeth. I don't care if if I'm not able to chew my food perfectly. I'll just eat soup. I'll just, I'll be like a fly. I'll regurgitate onto my food and then suck it up through a straw. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. This show was like this when I got here. Adrian emails, I was driving up to Sheffield today and I've seen on the digital board 60 mile an hour limit for air quality. As I drive an electric vehicle, do you think this still applies to me? And regarding your tooth, now the drugs don't work, they just make you worse, but I know I'll see your face again, says Adrian. Doing a rock and rolling.
Rock and roll!
60 mile an hour limit for air quality? What blooming difference does that make? Air quality? That's just absolute nonsense. Presumably it's on one of those gantries that are fitted with cameras on the back of them for the purpose of fining you. It's another money-making scheme. No doubt. Al tweets, I'm glad summer is over. It's been too hot in Scotland. Yeah, right. That's that unique Scottish sense of humour come back to bite us. Nigel says, last weekend we had friends to stay with us. Over a few too many drinks, it became clear that, like us, they are not Tories. However, it also transpired that one of them, a 50-year-old man, does not vote because, in his words, they are all a waste of time. The whole world's gone crazy, says Nigel. Oh, my God. Listen, people, kids particularly, pay attention. Next time around, do not vote. I know that's two negatives, but two negatives make an affirmative.
Affirmative.
Vote. Even if none of them floats your boat, even if none of them presents the perfect set of qualifications for the party that you desire, there's going to be one that's not as bad as the other. Pick that one. And thank me later. No, wait. I've changed my mind. You can thank me now.
Thank you.
Let's have Shropshire. Beverly.
Hello?
Beverly.
Hello?
Yes, Beverly.
Hi.
Hello?
You know,
Hello?
for your toothache,
Yes.
has anybody told you about oil of cloves?
Oil of cloves?
Yes.
Yes, I had a couple of pints of that earlier on. And it didn't really do anything for me.
I don't think so.
I've stuck it on my tooth, yeah, but it didn't really do anything. It might have been oil of cloves, or it might have been eye wash. It was definitely one or the other.
You can get cloves.
Cloves.
And from the
chemist.
Well, the chemist or supermarket.
Oh,
and
supermarket.
what they are is they're a little
Tube.
no. They're
Bottle?
like a little
Gallon
a little
jug.
stick, really.
It's a what?
That you
A stick.
yeah.
A stick.
You get loads of them in a you know
A stick.
yeah.
What would I do with a stick?
You bite into it.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
And it freezes.
It freezes?
Freezes the tooth.
Wow. How does it do that? Science.
You ask your partner. They're tiny little things.
What are?
That you stick in pork.
That you stick
hang on a
in
minute.
pork? I most certainly will not. This has taken a horrible turn. So it's something you stick in pork. Is that what she said? I got a vet on the phone. I wanted a dentist and I got a vet. It's something you stick in pork. What, like an apple? I have no idea what's going on this programme. It's got away from me again. Again, it's got away from me. Oh well, never mind. It's just a show. But apparently, I need something you stick in pork. Well, my mind's reading right now. I just thought of two things, and I edited them both out of existence. I could say a couple of things right now, but I've decided not to. For your convenience. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Nigel emails. Oh, no, I've read that. Tracy says, "Hi, Nick. We are in Portugal on holiday." Yeah, thanks a lot, Tracy, but I don't wish to know that. "We're in Portugal on holiday, listening to you by the pool. Supermarket shelves here are all well stocked. No lorry driver problems here. Go and see your dentist and ask for sedation, and you won't know a thing about it. I was extremely phobic and completely cured," says Tracy. "Yes, can I have some sedation, please?" Like right now would be a good time. I'll wait. 0345 6060 973. This email says, "Do you think we're heading for a 2021 winter of discontent, what with empty supermarket shelves? Let's hope it does for the Conservatives what it did for Labour in 1979. The thing about it is that nobody who voted for it will admit that Brexit is what is causing all of these problems, because nothing must interfere with the glory that is Brexit. So it'll always be blamed on something else. And because the Tory party are the Brexit party, they're the ones that get Brexit done, then no blowback will be directed at them about this or anything else that Brexit's caused, because it must always be something else. It'll be because the EU is being... What was that? Okay, there's so many weird things happening here. Somebody's talking in my headphones. I've got no idea what they're saying, but he wanted me to know that he's there, whoever that is. Oh my God. 0345 6060 973, text 84850, email nicka@lbc.co.uk, and if you're on Twitter, maybe you can tell me what's going on here, because I certainly have no idea. 0345 6060 973. It's 11:30 on LBC, the news headlines with Tim Humphrey.
Yes, hello. I've been waiting for you. Hello.
Yes, I've specifically been waiting for this call in East Sussex from a bloke called Robert. Robert.
Good evening, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I had a molar extraction about 4 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and the dentist said to me, private dentist, can't get NHS dentist down here.
Nope.
Nope, not at all. She suggested root canal treatment at a cost of about £400.
Oh, my God.
But she said there's no guarantee it'll be successful.
Yes.
So I said, no, I'll go for the extraction, which cost me £150.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened to me in, not this last February, but the one before, just before COVID stopped everything. I was pretty much the last person in and out of this dentist's place, and he said precisely the same thing. It's we could do the most painful thing that has ever been devised for humankind, or, which might not work, or we could just yank it out, which we might have to do anyway. And they did. So I said, just get rid of it. So they pulled it out, and they said, oh no, root canal wouldn't have worked because it had gone all bad.
Mm.
So we would have had to take it out after the pain.
Yeah. I mean, it was the worst pain of my life.
Robert, it certainly
agony.
It wasn't as painful as my pain.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that. I had to go on a 10-day course of powerful antibiotics before the extraction.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was 2 injections.
Right.
On the lower left jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, not particularly pleasant. No.
Right.
Anyway, Nick,
yes.
About the Labour Party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it the job of Her Majesty's loyal opposition to hit the government for 6 when government get policy wrong?
Yes, of course, absolutely. Which is where the Labour Party are failing miserably.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a pity they couldn't have got cross-party consensus on this national insurance hike.
Well, I suppose so. But yeah, it just seems like the wrong way of raising money. But it's peak Tory. It's getting the poor and the just about getting by to subsidise the rich. I mean,
absolutely.
What's more conservative than that? And the people that are being taxed are doing a little happy clappy dance because they can't criticise the government because the government is Brexit and you can't criticise Brexit.
Mm. I mean, any tax increase for adult social care and the NHS, maybe the better policy is to have that tax ring-fence so they can't spend that money elsewhere.
Yeah, they do that in other countries. Speaking to somebody, maybe Austria, somewhere like that, that's precisely what they do. Yes.
Much better idea.
Yeah.
But then I'm no politician, so what do I know?
Yeah, exactly. You're not an expert, Robert. We only are interested in talking to experts on this show.
Absolutely.
All right, as soon as you find one, tell them to give me a call. Thanks a lot, mate. 0345 6060 973. Rob tweets, I had root canal done on my right tooth. Rob, do you only have one tooth on the right-hand side of your head? I had root canal done on my right tooth, he says. It still hurt. I went to a specialist. He said it was stress. He did acupuncture on my left ankle and my right ear, and the pain was gone for a week, but now it's back, says Rob. Well, yeah, if somebody sticks a needle in your ankle and your ear, then you forget about your tooth and you start thinking about that. But they don't leave it in there. As soon as you take it out, you think, oh, well, thank God that's gone. Now I can go back to worrying about my tooth again. Jason says you may be about to give birth to another tooth, so try an epidural. Yeah, I'll do that, Jason. Thanks, mate. I'll ask for a couple of epidurals. Tottenham. Hello, Shirley.
Hello.
Shirley.
I've had a root canal done.
Yes.
But admit it was years ago, and I was always told, oh, they're painful.
Right. Yes.
So I thought, oh, God, I didn't feel a thing.
Did they knock you out?
No. And when I said to his nurse, who was actually his wife, unfortunately, he retired long ago now, and she said I thought it was supposed to hurt.
Yeah, so she
said,
punched you in the face.
If you've got a good dentist, it doesn't hurt.
Right.
And I tell you, I come out of there, he filled it.
Yeah.
I walked over the road, down another road, went to my friends and ate lunch.
Right, what did you have?
I think we must have had salad or a meat salad or something.
Oh, a meat salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds yummy. It's the way it's the way you described it. That.
But you've got a nice lot of friends, I hope, and ask amongst them if they know a very good dentist to do it. Right. And it was done on the NHS.
Oh well, I'll just go to the foot of our stairs. I can't believe it. So
there you are.
Yeah. Okay, there you are.
So you find a good one.
I certainly will do nothing of the sort. But thanks a lot, Shirley. Appreciate the request. 0345 6060 973. This is not a request show. I'm not Anne-Marie do I sound like Anne-Marie Minhall to you? No, I'll have to go to the dentist that's nearest to me. The one that, charged me the price of a second-hand car to get a cap put on a tooth, then the entire tooth is going to get yanked out my head. Oh, well, never mind. You know me. I never complain.
Stop whining.
Ray says, concerning toothache, I discovered some years ago that my best cure was to make myself burp, thus releasing the pressure, and it works for any niggling pains. You can still use the tablets, but the burping has meant that I have a lot of aspirin and much unused in my medical drawer. Now I know why we burp. It relieves many types of pain pressure. I'm not a doctor, but it works for me, he says.
I'm not a doctor.
He's not a doctor either. Huh. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. What do you think, Kanye?
Whoop-dee-dee scoop poop.
It's the silliest thing he's ever heard too. Burping? Nonsense. Knightsbridge, Suleiman. Wow,
Can you hear me?
No, not really. It sounds like you're talking to us from the International Space Station.
I am on the International Space Station.
Right.
Because on some side of the road, I decided to leave the plane.
Okay, I've got no idea what you're saying. It sounds actually less like you're on the space station and more like you're underwater. Are you underwater right now? Are you sinking? Don't worry, Priti Patel will rescue you momentarily, as long as you've got a British passport. Thanks a lot, Suleiman. What was that? It fits right in, whatever it was. Amy says, Nick, you should get the tooth out and get a gold one, extra bling. Well, the thing he said to me was, because I had a gold cap, or what I thought was a gold cap, and he said it's not. Now, I don't know whether he said that so that I wouldn't ask for it when he pulled it out to get to, the pane underneath so he could put another cap on it. He said, it's not gold. It's, it's just metal. Well, I paid an enormous amount. I didn't ask for a gold one, but that was what was given to me, like 20 years ago when the cap was first put on. And I paid for it thinking that I was paying for a gold cap. But this bloke said it's not gold. He said they never are. There's only a bit of, at most, just a bit of gold, and the rest of it's just base metal, like iron. I've got no idea. But anyway, he chucked it out, or I assume he did. Maybe out the back there, he's got like sackfuls of people's old gold caps. I just don't know. This says, no, Nick, capital letters, exclamation mark. The good is that, good news perhaps? The good news, I'll insert that word. The good news is that the Tory party is being squeezed by the Libs and the reform business. So they move to the right, they are hammered by the Libs. Move to the left, they are hammered by the reform business. Cheers. Says that rather confused email. Yeah, you know what? I think they'll be just fine. It's a blip. Come election time, Bodger's going to go, Paw! And he'll go somewhere, pull out some stuff from his dressing up box, and he'll pretend to be a lab technician, or, God, I don't know. It'll be something involving a white coat. And people will go, oh, he's doing his best, and vote for him again. Which is exactly what the Conservative Party are trying to... that's the spin that they're putting on this. But I'll come to that in just a minute. 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's @LBC. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. Nick Abbott, LBC.
I just want to tell you all how happy I am to be back in the studio making a picture again.
It's a radio show, dear. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Manchester. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, Nick. Hello.
Ryan, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I actually called up half an hour ago to give you some information that you've now received.
Yes.
But it's about, I think, the lady who was on the beach or something in Portugal.
Oh yeah.
She told you that you can have sedation during the root canal procedure.
Now,
so I thought
what kind of sedation are we talking about here? We're talking about out cold or?
No, not quite. Sort of conscious sedation. So they put an intravenous thing in your arm, and
intravenous.
and they give it through there.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a hospital thing, not a dentist thing.
No. So that you can hire a sort of it's a private sedation person, and they can come in and do that, and it only costs £350 extra.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's a bit of hope for you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
I also had similar problem with my tooth, like you described. You had last year.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the worst pain ever.
Right. But not even remotely close to the pain that I am feeling right now. It being the most pain that any human being has ever suffered.
Hmm.
What does that mean? Thanks very much, Ryan. 0345 6060 973. This text says that we need a Lab Green Lib alliance. That's right. A Labour Green Liberal alliance. You know, there's so many countries in the world that are run by coalitions. And I don't know what we're so frightened of. Oh, okay, the last one wasn't that great, but then it was probably because of, a certain individual who was, in charge at the time.
I think this is nonsense.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dave. We don't require your services at the moment, but if we do, we know where to find you. You'll be in the shed where they keep the tools. But, there's so many countries that have a coalition running them, and it just makes complete sense. I mean, if you add the Labour, the Green and the Liberals votes together, then it's way more than the Tories got. And so, but none of those people's, the majority opinion doesn't count. Counts for nothing. What a way to run a country, eh?
Dreadful.
Joanne tweets, I had a cap which fell now on front teeth bridge and told never bite anything using front teeth, eat from side, cut my food up small. How old do I feel now? Says Joanne, whose dental problems have affected her ability to write. Randall emails, Nick, mouthwash clears debris in the mouth and relieves pain. Ask for Johnson. He likes honesty as much as vampires. As for Johnson, he likes honesty as much as vampires like the sun. Mouthwash clears debris in the mouth and relieves pain. I don't think so. What the relieve pain part? I mean, it don't like debris. It's like something that gets cleared out the road, so that the traffic might go more smoothly. Debris in your mouth. Let's have Woodford. Alison.
Hi, Nick.
Yes, Alison.
I've got you on loudspeaker. Tell me now if it's weird.
Now.
Okay, so it's weird then?
Yes.
Okay, all good. This is quite funny because I listen to you all the time, and for some reason I've been compelled to call in about dentistry.
Right.
And the root canal situation. So I've recently been going to the dentist about this situation with one of my molars.
Oh, yeah.
And bit of pain, but nothing too crazy. And it's such a strange kind of industry because they just throw words at you.
Words?
And yeah, like root canal. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you know. And so I just said to him, what is a root canal?
Yeah.
And he said, actually, that's an incorrect explanation of the procedure. A root canal is actually removing the root canal. And I was like, okay. And then he said, but in your case, I think we can save your root canal. So then we went down the road of he was building up some sort of filling, but I think we've moved on since gold because what I got done is porcelain apparently.
Yeah.
But it set me back 790 quid.
Right. See, not just me, £790. Isn't that ridiculous for a tiny little thing like that? I mean, I know they've got a lot of machinery to buy and maintain. They got the one that goes, which I don't really like, but and then the one that goes, which is just the worst. I mean, if only it didn't make a noise, it would be a lot better, a lot more bearable. Awful.
And the thing is as well, it's like, this is so strange. You're drilling a hole in my face.
Yes. Now, it's probably best to open your mouth and then you can drill a hole in your tooth rather than go through your face.
Yeah, well,
but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, well, and you know what I mean. It was, I think it was in what was left of my tooth.
Right.
But and you're just, it's a bizarre kind of experience. You just kind of take them at their word, don't you? It's
well,
like,
of course, yeah. You can't say no. I don't agree. I'm going to get a second opinion because he's already got 3 pounds of metal in your mouth, which is sucking spit out, but not quite enough because you always got to. He's got both hands in your mouth, and that thing that hooks on your teeth.
And also, I don't know that that's porcelain. They just tell you that it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it could be just chewing gum.
Exactly. and you've got the assistant that when you awkwardly get a bit of spit over on your face.
Yes.
She wipes it off, and it's just thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that.
I would recommend, basically, Nick, do whatever they tell you to do.
Okay, will do. Excellent plan.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Thanks a lot, Alison. Just do whatever they tell you to do. Yeah. Except you can't understand what they are telling you to do because they're covered from head to foot in PPE. My dentist was dressed up like he was going into Chernobyl. I've never seen anything like it in my life. He's got a mask on and a visor on, and he's got a gown on, and then he's got a gown over the gown, and he's like from head to toe. He's completely covered, like I'm radioactive. And then he'll ask you a question. Is what it sounds like through all of that. And I'm supposed to answer while I've got 3 pounds of metal in my mouth, which is sucking and whirring and God knows all what. I mean, what does even it and they always do that. They always wait till you've got your mouth is completely full of equipment, and then they ask you a question. Why don't you ask me the question while I'm taking my hat, coat and scarf off, crying out loud. I don't know what you're saying. Gary says, been having wisdom tooth pain in the last week, even dreaming of a procedure. Oh my God, what chance of I even going to a dentist? I've got no idea what you mean. Oh my God, what chance of I even going to a dentist? Does that make any sense?
No.
No, that toothache is affecting his brain. Charlie says, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant! In Scotland, the SNPists are polling at 51%. Is there a political party on the planet that polls over 50% after 13 years in government? Says Charlie. Yeah, whatever party of Vladimir Putin represents. I think that's polling at 100%. He does excellent work. You vote for Vladimir Putin, or you'll be feeling the consequences. No pressure. But that is remarkable. SNP at 51%. How about that? Chris texts, Nick, I'm annoyed about having athlete's foot because I'm not an athlete. Well, that is a good point, Chris. That seems like a cruel and unusual punishment. And another Chris, I'm assuming it's a completely different Chris, says, for toothache, rub ice on the skin between forefinger and thumb. Why? I suppose if you do that, you're thinking something other than about your toothache. You're thinking, why am I doing this stupid thing with ice between my forefinger and thumb? And then you forget about the toothache altogether because you just feel like a fool. Good plan, Chris. 0345 6060 973. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10. Nick Abbott, LBC.
Everything is going extremely well.
Yes. 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's at LBC. There's no alternative, because the next thing that I can't hide behind a break to tell you this, but
yes.
the news is going to be the next thing that I play. But it says the LBC 0230. So that's the 2:30 in the morning news is the next thing on my list. That can't be right.
No, it's because the news is supposed to be pre-recorded and has been loaded into your system.
But it says...
I know, because the 2:30 is always pre-recorded on the station.
But it's the next thing I'm going to play, so that it will be on air at 1:15.
Yes, there should be a skip button.
So you want me to get rid of that entirely?
Probably.
Okay. It didn't work. There you go. It's been done exact. I'm running the desk here, and the news has been done the exact same way for the entire period that I've worked at this station, apart from tonight, when the only person in the building that didn't know it was changed was me. But you know me, I never complain.
Whinging and whining and moaning.
0345 6060 973. Joyce emails, a great remedy for toothache is a decent nip of a good single malt. Swill it around the sore tooth a few times and swallow. Repeat several times and you won't feel the pain anymore.
Booze.
It's a miracle, Joyce. I like the sound of that. Acton. Hello, Andrew. Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Wakey, wakey. Andrew's been waiting a full 23 minutes and has passed out. He seems to have some sort of nasal blockage. Either that or either that or these farmyard noises. Hello, Andrew. Is there nothing that will wake this man up? Nope, not that one. Wakey, wakey. I know it's been a hard day, but try to keep it together. Big bong coming up. You ready? Okay, time's up, I think. Oh, no. I hate it when it happens like that. Time's up on that call. How very disappointing. Joe says, just to add that Cressida Dick would have been sacked years ago if she was a man. Giving people without talent jobs because it meets woke box ticking criteria is never going to benefit the country. Joe, I think you misunderstand the situation entirely. Giving Cressida Dick another 2 years has got nothing to do with her ticking a woke box and everything to do with a distraction technique. Every single thing this government does is what would Donald Trump do? Just think what the screaming Mimi would do, and in any given situation, that's what this government would do. It's precisely it. It's a distraction. Now people are going to be yelling about that for a week, but it'll merge perfectly into the fury about Prissy Patel's boat strategy. Push them back out to sea, let them drown. So that's because she ain't going to do it, of course. But it gets people very, very animated, and they start screaming at each other and yelling and shouting, and so that'll go on for a few days. And then the Cressida Dick thing, if people aren't distracted enough by that, then they'll be distracted by this. And it takes the eye off what the government is actually doing, which is completely failing to handle anything that is presented to them. They wake up in the morning stunned that the sun is up in the sky. How did that happen? They go. Everything that comes along is a surprise to this government. I'm amazed that they can get dressed. Well, no, I take that back. They don't get dressed in the morning.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
It's like it's like he covers himself in glue and then just rolls around the floor until enough clothes stick to him that he's presentable enough to leave the house. What a show. And there he was on the news trying to act statesmanlike and Churchillian about 9/11. The problem with your act being a clown is that it's a bit difficult to pull off statesmanship. Doesn't suit you, Bodge. You're the bloke on the zip wire with the little flags, remember? You're not Churchill. 0345 6060 973. Buckinghamshire. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Nick.
Tony.
Now then, have you ever heard of laughing gas?
Yeah, that's what the kids are into. That's what all those little canisters are everywhere. Those little silver canisters, isn't it? Laughing gas.
Well, the laughing gas for the dentist came out in about the 50s, and everybody was for it, and I needed a very septic tooth out. So I went to the dentist, and he said, yeah, laughing gas the best.
Yeah.
But I had the wrong reaction. I woke up screaming, knocking the dentist across the room.
So it wasn't laughing gas, it was screaming gas. Right.
He lost all his patience, and I still had my tooth, and his wife was with him, and she said, you're mad. We're not going to touch you anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the other town to see his brother, and there was 3 of them holding me down because I just couldn't take the laughing gas, and they wouldn't believe me. It was dreadful. I got it out eventually, the tooth, but the laughing gas, I had the wrong reaction.
Right.
They couldn't believe it. Yeah, so I knocked the dentist across the room.
Well, then that's quite upsetting, Tony. Stay off the laughing gas. You see any of those little canisters you're lying about? Do not fill a balloon with that air and suck it in. That's my best advice to you. Thanks a lot, Tony. 0345 6060 973. Tim texts, just thinking, can we privatise the government? Well, I think that's done already. In as much as they are bought and sold. Paul texts, only 2 injections for a molar extraction. I lost count with my dentist, jabbing away for ages he was. It was exactly the same, though. Told me there was no point in doing a root canal, so out it went. Just don't look at how much implants cost. How much do they cost? Don't tell me. Caroline emails, Dear Nick, poor you. It sounds like an abscess. I had the same around 20 years ago. An emergency dentist pulled out the offending thing and showed my ex-husband all the gunk that came out. The pain, I'm now 63 and have never voted Tory. Never, says Caroline. I'm not sure whether the two are in any way connected. You know, the pain and the voting Tory part. Probably not. It's just the way she wrote it made it appear as though it were, maybe it was a Conservative dentist. This says, forget about the teeth, mate. I've just watched Dead Poets Society. They're dead? Second time since first watching it when it first came out in 1989. This is the crux of it, Nick. 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Right, but is that poetry?
Boring.
No thanks. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Appreciate the offer, but not for me. Marion emails, I lost a front tooth last year. I phoned an emergency dentist who offered me treatment. Did I want a plate or a new style of treatment where a porcelain tooth is screwed in? He had to take out the tooth next to it as it was loose. The new work cost me £6,000. What? Did a holiday on a yacht come with that? Oh my God. 0345 6060 973. Can we talk about something else, please? I'll even talk about politics. Why not? Knightsbridge. Hello, Freddie.
Hi, Nick.
Freddie.
I spoke to you a couple of months ago.
Oh, yes.
Saying the same thing, but
what
I just wanted to say the same thing again. I miss Jeremy Corbyn.
You miss Jeremy Corbyn?
I do. I really do.
Right. Well, he's still about. I mean, he's not leading the Labour Party anymore, but, you know, some of his policies have been taken by the Conservative Party.